Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Palm Beach Lakes Retro Ram stream. Today we'll be streaming Smash Brothers, two games. It appears Retro Rams 1 versus Dog Bytes from South Tech Academy. Let's see how the day will go. Okay, sorry about that. We have Melly with the least damage already. PBL Esports 3 with 131%. Melly doing a lot of damage here on Sonic. Getting some good hits. Sonic trying to keep up. Sonic gets countered from the kill, but Melly does go out first. Sonic keeping his high marks. One strong hit and Sonic may be out.
3, 2, 1, go!
And that was Sonic out. On to round 2. We have PBL Esports 3 versus... Can't really see the name well. But as we start, PBL Mar, looks like it says Mar, takes a big, huge damage. Marbil. We have Marb with 145. Almost falls off, but he stays on. And PBL does take the point here, knocking Marb out of the arena. PBL getting lots of damage on Marb. Marb trying to stand his ground, but is getting thrown around. Marb trying to stay on the platform. He does get up, but does instantly get hit by PBL. Marb at 100 damage, 100% damage. He needs to get damage on PBL here. PBL is standing his ground, doing tons more damage to Marb, and he does get the stock. PBL with 73% gets smacked off the side, but does manage to come back. PBL almost dies going for Marb. Marb getting some good damage here. PBL dodging the floor strike. Marb with a few nice punches, almost killing PBL, but he does manage to stay on. PBL getting lots of damage here, but is at 126. So one shot and he's gone, and the one shot happens. The stocks are 1-1, anybody's game, but Marb has to be careful as he does have a lot of percentage. Marb getting a few good hits, getting PBL to 41%. And PBL with a strong hit, knocking Marb out of the game. And game 2 goes to PBL, who was playing Palutena. As our fighters get ready for this next match. Marb at the start of the game with a few quick hits.
3, 2,
PBL coming back, dealing double the damage. Marb knocking him off, but he does manage to stay back on. Marb getting some nice hits, 67% on PBL. A strong hit there by Marb. Both fighters trying their best to take the least damage possible. PBL with a very strong hit, knocking Marb off of the set. Can he come back? And he unfortunately cannot. PBL knocked him pretty far there. Marb comes back with a nice slam, knocking PBL off, but he does manage to get the recovery. PBL trying to keep Marb off the side. Both now out of the stage, but PBL does get the stock off. PBL at 106%, trying to see if he can get all 3 stocks without possibly dying, and he does. Marb unfortunately does not have enough power to get back to the top. Game number 2 for this match goes to PBL. As game number 3 starts, Marb can make a comeback. The score is 42.5. It looks like both players are kind of evenly. Points are distributed evenly here. But Marb does have more hits, or have gotten hit more. Does get a few strong hits on PBL. And another hit slams Valentina into the screen. Top is 2-3 in favor of Marb. Marb with heavy damage though. Will he be able to keep up this spree here? 145, Marb accidentally, or maybe on purpose, flies into the kill area, but is able to get back up, and then Valentina smacks him back out of the stage, making the stocks 2-2. But as Marb get back onto the stage, Valentina comes with heavy force, dealing massive damage. Right now, 84% to 24 in favor of Valentina. PBL doing massive damage. Marb has to do something here. Trying to stand his ground. He is dodging pretty well, but does get caught in a few attacks. One more hit and it will be over for Marb. And there it is, another hard hit from Valentina, slamming Marb onto the screen. Had to get revenge for what happened just a stock earlier. Marb coming back though with heavy damage on Valentina. Seems PBL is playing kind of patient here, trying to see what it can do. Does get heavy hit by Marb. These high percentages, one heavy hit and it would be over for either. And it is over for PBL with a heavy hit, sending him to the top right of the screen. Marb though, with a high percentage. And PBL on a refresh, trying to see what he can do. He needs to stay on just for a few minutes. And he is finished by PBL. A heavy hit to the right of the screen. I believe the score is now 2-0. Start of this game, Marb taking heavy damage, but does get that damage back. Put on to Palutena. PBL. Marb dealing heavy damage to PBL, but PBL giving that same damage back. Very heavy hit there, bringing it to 106 on Marb, but he cannot recover. Stock is off of Marb, but PBL does have high percentage. PBL still at the same percent, giving heavy damage to Marb. And an off-the-map kill by PBL, leaving the stocks 3-1 in favor of PBL. PBL can still very much lose here with 106%. Any punch is possible to kill. But Marb cannot make it back in time. And it is over. PBL wins this match. It is on to our next match. Young Link versus PBL 3.
3, 2, 1, go!
Seems the game froze. Don't know what happened there. Connection error in the middle of the match. Looks like our players are gonna have to resolve that. Oh, but as we get back to our match, I guess it continues. PBL 3 with a stock with 3 stocks and 83% damage. And Aiden with 76%. PBL taking lots of damage here. 119. Aiden sitting on the ledge, trying to deal more damage. Does get some hits off, but PBL does come back. PBL giving the 112. And a big hit there by PBL, taking away a stock. But PBL is also low, so any damage done here could kill. And there we go. A refresh for both of our players. Back to 0-0. How will this play out? PBL dealing damage to Aiden. 37%. Aiden coming back, giving that same damage. PBL falling off the map, but does get a heavy hit. PBL trying to play off the map. But Aiden is not falling for it. Both of our players very evenly matched here. PBL gets that big shot off on Aiden. Both players off the map, but they do get back to the top. Looks like PBL is comboing here, getting Aiden to 112%. PBL is using these knights very strategically. Aiden with 121%. Now 134. PBL is dealing massive damage. And a big strike to finish off Aiden. But PBL can still take a loss here. And he does with a big strike from Aiden. refreshing both of our players back to one stock. 1-to-1 stock. Aiden dealing massive damage to PBL. It is any player's game here with both players on one stock. PBL doing some good damage to Aiden. Both players playing passive aggressive. And a big hit from that arrow. Aiden came up just too early and gets smacked by the arrow, sending him out of the map and on to the next game. A win for PBL. Looks like Aiden has switched characters.
3, 2, 1, go!
Let's see what this will bring. PBL taking some good damage there. Aiden falling off the map, but does manage to get back up. Both players seem to be pretty evenly matched. Seems like PBL's strategy of playing off the map has worked on multiple occasions. PBL getting dragged through the floor by Aiden, taking massive damage. He goes off the map, but can he recover? And yes, he does. Aiden, oh, what happened there? Well, can't say for sure who won that match. Well, we're back. At the start of this game, PBL is taking a lot of damage right here. PBL off the map, trying to see what he can do. Does come back up and deal damage to Aiden, making the percentages even. He does deal more damage, putting Aiden in the red. A little combo there, getting Aiden the 115%. Aiden has to get more damage. And he does get a heavy hit, which does knock a stock off of PBL. Aiden still at a high percentage here, can get knocked out at any second. Aiden still taking damage, somehow not out of the game. The endurance and courage that Aiden is putting up right now at 171%. Will he be able to take a stock off of PBL at 196%? 203%, he is still in the game. Does get dangerously low to the kill zone at the bottom of the screen, but manages to save himself. Both players still in the match. PBL trying to bait off the map, and it does work, killing Aiden. But PBL does have a high percentage, making Aiden still in the lead of this match. But anything can happen. Aiden accidentally stabbing the golem from PBL. Gets hit and dealt massive damage. But Aiden smacks PBL off the map. Looks like a little foot kick there. Aiden at 115%. It is still anyone's game here. PBL can deal just a bit more damage here. Aiden could be out. play passively, does get the stock off Aiden. The stocks are now 1-1, but Aiden is at 0%, making PBL in a dangerous situation. PBL is getting dealt a lot of damage here. He needs to find a way to get more damage to Aiden instead of himself, and he gets dragged through the ground, almost ending him. 136%. PBL needs something here. And a big kick from Aiden, ending the game. Aiden is our victorious. On to the next game. PBL at 71%. It looks like Aiden only has 2 stocks left. And PBL, oh, PBL gets knocked out, but Aiden cannot recover from it, leaving it to 2-1 stock. PBL at 20%. Can't deal any damage to Aiden, but he does deal damage to PBL. The damage now is being reciprocated and overhauled. Aiden has to do something here at 60%. It's still anyone's game, but whoever wins this game is victorious. Aiden dealing heavy damage to PBL, but he does have an extra stock more than him. Both at very high percentages. Aiden gets smacked out of the map, losing that last stock and making it a win for PBL. On to our next match, PBL versus Melly.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's a very fast-paced match. Melly already taking 45% damage. Knight just barely missing Melly there, giving him a chance to get a singular hit off. But he is at 121% right now, with PBL to 53 now. One strong hit and Melly will be out. A stock. Melly caught in a little trap by PBL, taking him out of the game. 2 more stocks for Melly, 3 for PBL. PBL does have higher percentage. PBL off the map. Does recover, but has dealt heavy damage. Melly can deal more damage. He could take a stock from PBL here. PBL off the map again, getting up, but does get immediately punted by Melly, bringing the stocks 2-2. But Melly does have a higher percentage of losing his stock here. Melly doing a little bit of damage, while PBL deals a lot. A few hits, and Melly will lose a stock. But can he take one from PBL before that happens? PBL is dealing heavy damage. PBL with a beautiful block. And countering Melly, ending his stock. Ending the stock 1-2. Melly dealing heavy damage to PBL. A big hit there from Melly. Getting the stocks 1-1, knocking PBL out. Melly does have 71% though. Can he win this even with a higher percentage? Lots of tornadoes, trying to see what he can do. Does get hit a few times, doing 94%. PBL at 54% and Melly at 94%. Both players trying their best not to get hit for a second there. Now both are evenly scored. A big hit from PBL to Melly, doing 116, and another one, 133. PBL goes off, but gets another hit off on Melly coming up. Melly dealing some damage. It is not enough. Melly trying to play far back. Does get a hit off on PBL. It is anyone's game here. Both players trying not to get hit at all. PBL is taking damage though. Has yet to hit Melly in these few seconds. Melly caught in an attack, and it is a game-ending attack by PBL, making PBL the victor of this match. I think this match is very even, both strong players. At the start of this match, Melly has already taken 49% damage. Nice block by Melly, but does still get hit. 93%. Melly could lose a stock this early in the match. Melly at 134%, PBL dealing lots of damage. Melly has to do something here in order to keep all three of his stocks. Melly dealing tiny hits, but they're all adding up. PBL still dealing heavy amounts of damage. Melly at 159%, PBL at 87%. PBL off the map, manages to stay on the stage. Does get countered by Melly. PBL dealing even more damage, but Melly does get him stuck in a kick. Melly at a severely cautious zone of 168%. Looks like PBL would have died there, but just not a strong enough attack. Melly at 191%. Both players can die from just one strong attack here. But once one dies, there's still a chance for the other to come back and one-tap them again. A strong, very strong shot there by Melly, ending PBL. All PBL has to do is get a very strong shot here, and Melly will lose his stock. PBL trying to take less damage while doing more to Melly. Melly with 191%, PBL with 36. PBL trying to stay in the air to see what he can do. Places down a golem, and his golem does hit. An amazing strike by PBL. Bringing the stocks 2-2. But PBL does have a higher percent rate and is getting hit by Melly continuously, dealing even more damage. PBL at a high percent. Melly is doing very good on these stocks here, dealing massive damage to PBL. Or PBL just cannot counter. And Melly does take the stock first off of PBL, while taking the least amount of damage. There's still a chance for PBL to come back here. But Melly is bringing his A game to the fight. PBL has to level it up a little. Melly at 92%. Melly trying to see what he can do here. Get some damage off of PBL. PBL hanging off the ledge, trying to see if he can get a sneak attack. He does get some damage. Melly with the counter on PBL. Golem just narrowly missing Melly, but PBL does get some damage off. Melly with a very strong attack, knocking PBL out of the map. But he is still alive. Melly with 2 stocks, but at 117%, and PBL at 89% with 1 stock. PBL does get a stock off of Melly, but he is at 105%. PBL would need a miracle here to win this game. Dealing some heavy damage. A good block by Melly. Countering the PBL. Just lets go of his block. Taking some damage. PBL at 138%. Melly is doing heavy damage. PBL misses the ledge grab and self-deletes. Melly is the victor of this round. 2 very strong opponents, bringing the score 1-1. The winner of this game is the winner of it all. This is our final round. Melly taking some early damage. PBL taking heavy damage. Melly and PBL both know whoever wins this wins it all. They both have to bring their A game to this one. Both steadily on even percentage. Looks like they're playing pretty passive, staying pretty far away from each other. Now coming in, PBL and Melly both taking damage. PBL with a nice bomb off the map, but Melly is dealing some nice damage. PBL with a very strong strike to Melly, taking a stock. But Melly is now fresh at 0%. He can still get a stock off of PBL. They can get pretty even. PBL is at 114%. Dealing a little bit of damage to Melly. Melly needs just one good strike here. He is taking a bit of damage. PBL, some good blocks and dodges. It does take a little damage. dealing nice damage to Melly. And his golem finishes the job. Back on with 126%. PBL is doing a lot of damage here. Trying to keep those 3 stocks. PBL is doing massive damage. Beautiful block by PBL. Melly trying to play aggressive, just trying to get 1 stock off. 144%. PBL is trying his hardest not to die. By the power of believing. Melly does take a lot of damage. And up into the air, PBL smacks Melly for the stock off. And that is a win for PBL. Immaculate games played here today. Well, it looks like that's it. And victory for the PBLs. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been a Retro Ramz stream.